Welcome to the Tool Review channel. Today we're taking a look at the ChannelLock number 337 7-inch diagonal cutting pliers. Now ChannelLock is known for making tools in the USA, and this tool is no exception. It is made in the USA, which is nice. And as you can see, this, like I said, this is the 7-inch version of the diagonal cutting pliers that ChannelLock has to offer. And as you can see, it has their signature blue dipped handles on there, and then you can kind of see the ChannelLock name laser etched and made in the USA laser etched onto the surface of the plier as well. And then you have your model number right there as well, which is nice. Now these are I would assume a high leverage design, since the rivet is really close to the cutting edge, so it should offer a little bit more ease when cutting through some wire. Since that rivet is close to the cutting edge, you're not going to have to use as much force. I'm not sure how well it's going to work with a pair of 7-inch. Normally, you have the longer handles with high leverage, and it allows you to, cut through whatever material you need to cut through. But we're going to go ahead and test that out here in a minute. And then coming to the side of the pliers, as you can see, pretty simple. You got your rivet right there. These pliers are a little oily, because when I did get them, they were quite stiff, so I did kind of oil them up to loosen them up, and as you can see right there, they are relatively loose when you move them, but obviously when you hold them by the plier by one of the handles, they don't move at all. So they're a little bit stiff, so they're definitely going to require some breaking in. So we'll go ahead and zoom out here, and we'll get to some testing of we'll get to testing of the plier. So we'll start off with our standard 14 gauge stranded wire right here. And as you can see right there, these have no problem going through that 14 gauge stranded wire whatsoever. So we'll go ahead and put that off to the side, and we will bring in some 12 gauge stranded wire right here, and we'll see how well we can cut through this. And we'll go ahead and cut through that, no problem whatsoever. And as you can see, it's super easy to go ahead and cut through that material, as you can see right there. So we'll go ahead and set that off to the side, and we will bring in our 10 gauge stranded wire right here. We'll go ahead and cut through that, and as you can see right there, has no problem going through that 10 gauge stranded wire, no problem. As you can see right there, it does a fairly decent job going through there. So now we are going to bring in some thermostat wire right here. So this is 18.5, so there's 5 18 gauge wires in there, and we'll go ahead and cut through that. Now one thing I do find pliers have a hard time with cutting through this is the little piece of insulation. As you can see, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but there is some insulation on the inside of there, and I do find that most pliers have a tough time cutting through that. But as you can see right there, these have no problem whatsoever cutting through the 5 wires and the insulation. So we'll go ahead and put that thermostat wire off to the side, and we will bring in some 14-2 with ground Romex wire, and we'll go ahead and cut through that. And as you can see right there, it has no problem whatsoever cutting through that 14 gauge Romex wire. So we'll go ahead and set that off to the side, and we will bring in some 12-2 with ground. So this is going to be 3 wires in total, 12 gauge solid wire. So we'll go ahead and cut through that right now. And as you can see right there, you're definitely going to have to use a little bit more force than on the other wires. But as you can see right there, they cut through that Romex wire, no problem. But like I said, you're definitely going to have to use a lot more force to cut through that than you would with the other smaller gauges of wire. And now we'll bring in our final thing. We'll bring in a zip tie, which, most people use diagonal cutters to cut zip ties with off anyways. And as you can see right there, it has no problem whatsoever cutting through the zip tie, no problem. So overall, we'll go ahead and get this stuff cleaned out of the background. So overall, these are definitely a nice pair of diagonal cutting pliers from ChannelLock. I do like how they are made in the USA. I'm always, a big supporter and a big fan of tools that are made in the USA. I just feel like the quality is, it's pretty good quality, I have to say. And ChannelLock, they've been around for a while, and they've been producing some pretty good pliers for quite some time. So they're definitely, a reliable brand of pliers to have. I was actually not planning on picking these up, but I was just in the Home Depot one day strolling through the tool section, saw these, decided, hey, why not, let's pick them up and see how well they work. And I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with them so far. Definitely, like I said, definitely a nice high quality tool. And you should be able to pick them up at your local Home Depot and some other retailers. I'll leave a couple links in the description down below if you'd like to pick this specific set up. Like I said, you should be able to pick them up at Home Depot, and I know if you have a Menards by you should be able to pick them up there as well. This is the 7-inch variation of this tool. I know they also make an 8-inch variation of these pliers, or diagonal cutters, I should say. I'm not sure if they make a 9-inch or anything larger, but I know they make a 7 and an 8. I decided to pick up the 7. And possibly I'm going to pick up a pair of 8s in the future, just depending on if in the tool section or not at a store, and if they have them or not. But that's all I have for this video, so thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more content like this. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That's all I have for this video, so thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video to be uploaded.